even though I am clearly in a higher position, they will still yell at me. And then as soon as a man comes and stands beside me, they stop yelling. I deal with that every day. And then you're coming to tell me I'm making a big deal out of something that is not a big deal. Are you mental? Are you okay? Is something wrong with your head? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Chinom. So I'm Nigerian and I live in Boston, Massachusetts in the US. I don't have a car, so I use public transport a lot, and I have stories. I have stories for days. And then the second thing I'm going to be talking about is something happened at work last week that just kind of triggered, mixed feelings in my head about like how hard it is and just how difficult it is for women in the industry that I work in. And it drove me crazy. It drove me nuts. And I'm like, I might as well just, come here and rant a little and share with you. Before I enter full gist mode, I just want to say, if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, now is the time to do so. So click that subscribe button, okay? Click it. Thank you so much. So yeah, I've already primed my face with this black opal primer something. So background information about my job: I work in food service at 2 restaurants. I'm basically in charge of the logistics, delivery, and everything, just making sure that we have all that we need every day. And technically, I can walk to work at the branch where I was hired, but we also have another location that is farther away from home. So sometimes I have to work from there, I have to go there, and I use public transport. And even before I started working with these people, I was working somewhere else too that was like 30 minutes away, so I used a lot of like public transport. Sometimes I use Uber and Lyft, but it's expensive now. You cannot just be finishing your money on Uber and Lyft every time. So yeah, I use public transport a lot. First I'm going to just do like basic comparisons to public transports in Nigeria based on like what I know. First, obviously this one is more reliable. Like there's a whole app where you can monitor like times, schedule, and everything for buses, for the train. You can actually plan your life based on the schedule that is on the app, and it will work out the way it is for the most part. So there's that. It's also more comfortable. Sometimes they get packed. I mean, obviously now there's corona and everything, so the buses haven't really been packed, the trains not packed. But before corona, like during rush hour, when people are going to work in the morning or when people are coming back from work at night, it definitely gets packed. Like, not enough seats, people are standing, but nothing too crazy. And the network itself is very expansive. Like, it covers a lot of areas. I actually live outside of Boston, so I have to go into Boston for work sometimes, and it's reliable. I just walk. It's like a 10-minute walk. I catch the bus, go to the train station, take the train into Boston. It's very easy, very convenient, very convenient. So yeah, those are some of the differences that I've noticed between transport here, public transport here versus Nigeria. Another thing is, I don't know, but here trekking is normalized to a certain point that like I could walk for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and it's normal. I don't feel like I'm suffering. You get, like, I'm just walking. I'm taking a walk. I'm walking there. But in Nigeria, it's like people walk for 10 minutes and make it seem like they just walked for an hour. Like, I don't get it, but and that's why when people are like, why don't you get a car? Why don't you get a car? I'm just like, guys, I can get to where I'm going. Like, it's not that far. I can get to where I'm going, and like, it's fine. It's okay. I'm not suffering. I don't feel like I need a car. If I go back to Nigeria, and of course I'll plan on getting a car because it's just easier for me in the long run. But here, when I have a reliable public transport system, why am I even stressing myself? Like, I just did a little eyeliner thing going on, and then I'm going to put my mascara, Neutrogena, Hydro Boost, something. This is not the makeup tutorial, so anyway, back to what I was saying. Public transport here. So people that drive the trains, the buses, especially the buses, oh my god, they can be so annoying. They will sit inside that bus till like 10:59.5 till it's remaining like 30 seconds to 11 before they will open the door for people to come in. They've been sitting inside though. During the summer, I don't mind, okay? Nice weather and everything. I'll wait outside. But when it's cold, when it's winter and it's cold and you are sitting inside the bus, warm, and I'm outside, and you can just open it. Okay, I know that the bus doesn't leave until a certain time. That doesn't mean that you cannot let us in. You don't have sympathy. You don't have sympathy for your fellow human beings. That thing pisses me off, right? And sometimes during the summer, the AC in the bus will not be working, or they don't turn it on. I don't know what it is, but shall no AC. Heat wants to kill us inside. Homeless people, do you know what they do? I don't know if they're homeless. I'm guessing they're homeless because they literally are carrying like a full cart of like all their belongings in the world. They will enter inside from one end of the last stop. They'll enter the train from there, perch in one corner and sleep off. They will just be sleeping. Okay, and then now I'm going to talk about all the men, boys, men, people of the male gender that have tried to toast me on the train, on the bus, at the train station. First one I'm going to talk about just happened last week on my way back. The bus driver, he parked the bus and went to do his business because it wasn't time to leave yet. So then he comes back and I'm like sitting close to where the bus is parked. So, you know, he starts, you know, small talk. Usually I don't mind, you know. It's late at night and everything, I don't mind. And there's a bunch of people behind me, so I'm trying to like pay fast so that I can walk in. But he's like talking to me and I don't want to just ignore him and like walk to my seat. So I'm responding, but in my head I'm like, people are standing behind me. Like, dude, can't you see people are standing behind me? I'm just like, oh wait, I don't want to keep like people waiting, because if I didn't say something, I swear to God, he would have kept talking until the people start insulting me. Because it's me they will start insulting, not him. It's me. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to keep people waiting. So, you know, I just went to my seat. 2 people dropped off, so we were 3 left, and I was the next person that was going to drop off. You know, I pressed the stop sign and everything. He stopped the bus, you know, I said thank you. I walked out through the back door, only for me to hear the honk. Did I forget anything? Like, you know, I'm thinking it has to be something important. If you're keeping people waiting, instead of driving them home, let them reach their house. Yeah, you. So I crossed the road. I went to his window and I'm like, yeah, what's up? What? And he's like, I was just wondering if I could get your name and your number. I was like, that's why you're not moving this bus. That's why you're keeping 2 other people waiting, because you want to collect name and number. I was so tired. I didn't even, like, the shock, the everything. I was like, give me your phone. Like, just give me your phone. And he gave me the phone, and it didn't even cross my mind to give him the wrong number, right? I just gave him a number. I gave him my number. I was like, you're trying to make small talk, and I was like, you need to go. There are people there, so bye. Like, you can call me or text me, whatever. And my next story, where the bus stop is, right? There's a traffic light. I had my headphones on and music was playing, so I couldn't really hear very well. But then I'm pretty sure I like heard honking, and I was like, who are they honking at? Who is this new person that does not want to move their car? So I look up, and in front of me is this very, very fine ass black man in a Chrysler. And I'm like, traffic starts moving, right? So I'm expecting him to, you know, drive off, go where you're going to, uncle. Well, yeah, uncle went and parked in front, like he left traffic, went ahead, parked, came down and walked back to where I was standing. And I was like, now what? Very fine boy like this. He comes and he's like, it's fine, like, where you going? Like, if you're right. I'm like, no, I'm just going to work, it's fine, I always take the bus, so I'll just wait for it. He shall collected number, said he was going to buzz me later, which he did, but that's another different story. And he left. So last story about public transport and my experience with public transport and all the numerous toasters about this guy that calls himself Picasso. I don't know if it's his real name. I never bothered to find out if it was his real name, but that's what he says his name is, Picasso. Waiting for the train, you know, everybody's waiting for the train while standing. And so the train going in the opposite direction comes and people get off, and I'm on my phone. I'm always just, you know, on my phone, because first of all, I don't want to give the impression that I want to talk to anybody. So my assumption is that when people see me on my phone, they will leave me alone, but then they don't, and I don't know why. But there I am on my phone waiting for my train, and this guy like walks right in front of me. He almost even hits me on my phone. And in my mind, I'm like, who's this idiot? Who's this nonsense person that cannot see? Like, are you blind? And he lingers for a few seconds, and then he walks over, and he's saying stuff, and I had my headphones in. So my headphones are noise cancellation headphones. So, and I have both of them in. I really cannot hear anything anybody is saying. So he was talking, and I let him talk for like a minute, and then I took one off, and I was like, I didn't hear anything you said. You know, African American accent and everything. He's like, oh damn, you find something. I was irritated, I'm not gonna lie. Shall ball down to give me your number, I'll buzz you later, let's go grab coffee or something. I'm like, yeah, fine, sure. My train was like approaching at that time, so I was like, I'm just gonna give him this number and fly inside that train before he can even say anything else. Fast forward to like 2 days later, this guy was like, he's going to New York for something, I don't know. He's going to New York and he wants me to come with him. I'm like, something wrong with you? Like, hello? Huh? You say what? Huh? And I saw that was when I just concluded that this was not a serious person. Now I'm going to move to the issue of, like, you know, just the struggle of being a female in this food service industry. This didn't happen to me. It happened to this girl that works as a hostess at the restaurant. But I was there when it happened, and I decided to carry the matter on my head because I can, and it was necessary. Somebody needed to just carry the matter on their head, and that somebody was me. Really, what happened that day was that there was a party of 3 older women who wanted to sit on the rooftop deck, and we only had one open table on the rooftop deck, and that open table is a high top table, so it's high, and the chairs are like stools without like any back support. We try our best not to sit older people on those types of tables and chairs because there's no back support. A lot of them complain. And so her seeing that, you know, older women, she knew that she couldn't put them there, so she told them we didn't have a table open up for them right now, and the next one was going to open up in like 15-20 minutes, because she had explained everything. They were fine, they were not complaining. And then this guy that has no business actually has no business talking to my hostess. He just assumed that she didn't want it but give them that table even though it was open. And he called her aside and gave her this stupid lecture of how she needs to be nicer to customers, and a whole lecture that was just unnecessary because she didn't do anything wrong. And then later on, not long after, like an hour or so after that, I came up and I noticed that she was moody and everything, and there was a girl working at the bar downstairs that I'm kind of close to. So I asked, like, what's going on, what happened? And then they explained to me what happened. And then I called the girl and I talked to her, and she told me everything the guy said to her. And he said a lot of condescending things. Okay, somebody needs to say something to this guy, because so he's apparently like the longest serving bartender that the restaurant has. So he's kind of in charge of the bar and bartending drinks. That's what he does. Not one, but at least two of his bartenders are male, white males, and these boys will flirt with anything, anyone in skirts that walks into that restaurant, employees, customers. He doesn't even care if customers walk in with their husbands. These boys will flirt with all the women, shamelessly flirting. Just the day before, this girl that he was saying she needs to be nicer to customers and do her job professionally and blah blah blah, this girl spent majority of her time at work running upstairs to clear tables that his bartenders were supposed to have cleared, but they didn't do it because they were flirting with customers. Like, they actually left the bar, went and sat down with some girls and were gisting and flirting shamelessly for like 15-30 minutes. Like, so you have left your boys that are up there shamelessly flirting with everyone in skirts, not doing their job. You've left them and you came down to talk to my sweet little girl who has been busting her ass in this office and doing her job and your job. Like, are you kidding me? I said, where is he? He's going to hear it today. He's gonna hear it today. I called him aside and I said, this conversation that you just had with this girl, have you had the same conversation with your boys? Because they need it. They need it more than everybody else here. And then he started to come from the angle of, I'm making it a big deal, like women. We always want to make things a big deal. And I'm like, hold up. It is already hard enough that this girl has to deal with customers, male especially, who feel entitled, who do not respect her authority, who will yell over her, shout over her, try to intimidate her. Even though I am clearly in a higher position, they will still yell at me. And then as soon as a man comes and stands beside me, they stop yelling. I deal with that every day. And then you're coming to tell me I'm making a big deal out of something that is not a big deal. Are you mental? Are you okay? Is something wrong with your head? If it's to naked ourselves on this road, we're going to naked ourselves on this road. You must be mad if you think that you can make this a gender thing. I'm already struggling here because I feel like I have to be extra, and I know that it's the same thing for this girl, because it's the same thing for all the women that work in this food service place. It's like you have to repeat yourself. You have to establish some sort of presence for them to even take you seriously, for them to listen to you, for them to, it's like they just want you to be in one corner doing your job without talking, without saying anything. That's not gonna happen. If you cannot handle women being vocal, then you better leave, because it's not going to end. And then just that morning, before all the nonsense at work happened, I had just finished attending this class organized by Diary of a Niger Girl on Instagram. It was basically for women, like career women, and it was about building a personal brand for yourself at work, about office politics and how to navigate that as a female. And we had just talked about all these things, like dressing, how important dressing is for you as a woman at work, how important it is for you to present yourself in a way that people know you, people remember you, people, and how to just take up space without being disrespectful. Because if you don't take up space, they will just overshadow you, won't let you say shit, won't let you do shit, because they just, it's what it is, you know. And here I was already, you know, pumped from that class. I'm like, oh, I'm ready to go. Let me see who's coming to come and try nonsense here. And this guy is coming to come and tell my sweet little girl that she just needs to. I think he said something to her along the lines of tone down her emotions or something and do her job. Like how? From where? Why? How did that even become a thing? How did emotions enter this? Like this situation that I explained to you, with what else was she supposed to do that she didn't do? I don't understand. Like, how did emotions enter this conversation? You just want to show yourself. You just want to be crazy. I was like, okay, me, I'm ready. I'm sure ready for you because I came prepared today. After that class, I was ready. And then I decided to use him as the scapegoat. Since he's mad, it doesn't have sense. I'm pretty much done with my makeup now. I'm just going to like do my lips and then figure out my hair and wear my clothes and go to work. Alright guys, so I'm done. See my lips. I'm actually going to clean off this lip gloss because I will wear a mask and it will just be rubbing on the mask, which doesn't make sense. But yeah, I did it so that you guys will just, you know, admire the beauty. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed all the story and the gist. You stayed up until this point. You're the real MVP. Don't forget to hit subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.